Reclaiming Timeless Ways, underway with another episode number 92. Mike Traster, Simon Fuller, glad to have you along with us. And Mike, today,
What's good about healing? What's bad about healing?
okay, healing. So that's the word here.
Yes, it's
Good
a
and
word.
bad. All right.
So I fall down and I get a cut on my hand. It's open. I need to clean it.
Yep.
Right? Maybe dress it properly. Make sure it's clean. Right? Rinse it several times. Put some Neosporin or something like that on there and bandage it properly and keep it clean and dry and recover it for a week or so.
Sure.
And then it slowly knits back together. So when things break, they do slowly knit back together. Well, what breaks? Well, you can break a bone, you can break a blood vessel, you can break your skin, your heart can be broken,
Sure.
you can break your bank account,
Sure.
your trust can be broken. So the question is, are there scam artists out there of two kinds who take advantage of people's wounds?
Oh,
So the two kinds are the scam artists who know they're scam artists
right.
and the ones that don't.
Is there such a thing?
Absolutely.
Really? Okay.
You're selling
I'm
some-
interested.
Well,
Tell me.
yeah, somebody comes along and they say, hey, look, here's a whole case of healing woo-woo.
Right.
And it's $8 a bottle, but you could sell it for 28. And these things have been used for thousands of years and people get better. And you're like, 828, that's all you want to hear. And somebody gave you that reassurance. So now you want to believe that.
Okay.
So you're not a scam artist,
Sure.
but you might be selling something that's not,
Just uneducated, in other words.
it's not really grounded in having much therapeutic value.
Sure.
But maybe you're going to sell it with a lot of enthusiasm. So you become interested in the message more than the process.
Okay.
So you're a scam artist, but you don't know it, right?
But then there's the creators of that product that are teaching those people.
Right,
They're the scam artists.
right. So maybe I go, what did I see recently? Somebody has at school, they can get these big glass bowls.
Okay.
And the rim of the bowl, very thick glass, of the rim of the bowl, when you rub it with like a wooden stick, it creates a resonant sound like a gong.
Okay.
Sounds beautiful, very spiritual sound, like a big bell.
Okay.
Goes ooh, like that, right? It's very meditative.
Okay.
Well, there's a school now, probably several of them, that teach how to make sounds on these things for spiritual healing. I don't buy it. I just don't buy it. Now, is there some value in resonance that helps the body? Well, there was a gal, what was her name? Hulda Clark. And she talked about vibrational energy healing and that different hertz measurements
Sure.
or tones actually affect different organisms. And every organism has a hertz measurement that makes it well and another one that makes it fall apart.
Okay.
So is there something to it? Probably. I would say yes. The Nazis were studying the use of sound as a weapon, So I'd say, and they also talk about tones and tone patterns being part of a healing process for like damaged brains
Sure.
or other things,
Sure.
other kinds of. So yes, but can you overstate its value? Yes, and the training can be very expensive. So somebody is sick of their work, they sell shoes or they do some other honorable but sometimes stressful work, and they're not making as much money as their family members are. So they feel diminished and shamed. So now they find out about this box of hoo-hoo or sound-making bowls or magical incense or shot, right? An injection that's approved by everybody, does that really mean it's legitimate?
Sure.
How much did who get paid by who to legitimize it,
Sure.
right? Or therapy. How much therapy? With what approach for how long? Is the therapy more therapeutic for the patient or for the shrink's bank account? Gotta ask that question. How do you talk to somebody? What do you establish when you start? You know, if a person is armored or protected, like with an armor shell of emotional behaviors, so somebody asks them a question, they become angry. So every time they get threatened, they feel threatened,
Sure.
and they become angry, they're training the people around them to never question them because they feel attacked.
Right.
But does the fact that you feel attacked mean you are attacked? Maybe you're being loved. Oh, you're being befriended. Oh, you're being protected. That person's on your side, but you make them so miserable. So does the shrink, let's say, make a verbal contract with you? I'm not challenging your legitimacy as a human being, but I am challenging your patterns of thinking
Sure.
and how you react. React is like a mousetrap. You touch it and it goes boom, right? It's not rational, it's mechanical.
Sure.
It's mechanized. So if you look at that, and then you think, you go into a Goodwill store. Women are more victims of most scams than men. All you have to do is go to a junk store, and you see all the crap that was bought and never used.
Right.
It's 90 to 95% women's stuff. Why are they buying it? Because it's therapeutic.
Yeah.
How is it therapeutic? It isn't at all. But somebody told them it would be, and they heard it so many times, like they heard things like, you deserve this.
Right.
You're worth it. They accept that.
Right.
So they're group suckers. Does that mean they're stupid? No. Does that mean you can be programmed to be stupid? Yes. So you can take a person with 190 IQ and program them to be stupid, to believe and to follow blindly, to not question. Where you ask people, do you follow your intellect or do you follow your instincts? Oh, my instincts. Why? Because they're never wrong. How do you know that? Don't you know that? It's not an answer. If you have instincts, maybe they are the manifestation of a bunch of subliminal clues working together to give you a conclusion. They talk about this like, I can't remember his name. He wrote a book called Blink. Malcolm Gladwell wrote a book called Blink. So in the book Blink, you are shown a piece of artwork. When somebody says to you, and you're an expert, they say to you, is that real? And the average art expert will go, yes. How do you know? I'm not sure. Well, can you break it down? They might spend 6 hours breaking down what they knew in a moment, but they knew it. And then they subliminally assembled it in an instant. But that wasn't really instinct. That's intellect that's so finely woven together that there's instant recognition of facts that are already pre-assembled, right? But if you're just operating on pure instinct, you're in the sucker zone.
Sure.
You're going to be used,
Right.
right? Again and again and again with all this woo-woo crap. And again, it's more, men are suckered. I mean, do you need 20 rifles?
No.
You know, how many? Is 5 sufficient? Probably, you know. Do you need 20 cars? Not unless you're Jay Leno, you know. But he's worth, I don't know, $100 million or more. So he's not the, he's the exception. He's not the rule. So all the stuff that's healing, that's hype. That's marketing hype. And somebody at the bottom or the top, depending on which way you want to look at it, there is somebody that says, who gives a flying fuck? We're going to make a lot of money.
Right.
period.
Right.
That's it. There's nothing else going on. So you have to put it through the who gives the flying fuck filter and ask yourself, is there somebody there that's just using me as one more sucker
Right.
for all this cash to drip in to their account?
Right.
I spent 100, but they got 1,000 people spending 100 every
Right.
month.
Right.
They're getting rich. We're all getting one step further from meeting our basic needs.
Right.
And so what do? We go, well, I guess that was good, and I'm damn well not going to admit that I'm a fool.
Right.
So I'm going to go find the next thing to heal me. Well, have I been healed? No. Was it a healing tool? No, it wasn't. You know, if I tell you that my massage is magical, and I have a special way to bring energy in through my body like a Reiki practitioner, so it's only $150 an hour instead of 50. Does that mean my healing is different? Or does it mean that I was taught to say that as a marketing tool?
Right.
You know, how much is it really worth?
Yeah.
Is there a limit to what it's worth? When we do therapy of one talk therapy or emotive therapy, whatever it happens to be, hypnotherapy, do we have goals?
Sure.
Do we have an agreement?
Sure.
Do we agree that this is a safe place and I can criticize your thinking process, but that doesn't mean I'm shaming the essence of your being?
Right.
Am I shaming that you wrote a string of numbers and came up with you added 6 and 8 and got 34? That I'm shaming your answer,
Right.
right? Your process is broken. I'm not shaming you,
Right.
right? So when we go for healing, and when you get a group of people together and they're all used to being suckers, they reinforce each other.
Right.
Oh, they laugh. Well, suckers laugh when they're doing something. When you get a bunch of drunks together, what is their collective emotional expression about self-abuse with alcohol? Humor. It's reinforcing, and it avoids and dispels shame,
Sure.
right? So we get a bunch of, let's say, cops or construction workers or firemen, all men. Let's pick on men too, right? So they use all this bravado instead of saying we're giving ourselves ulcers and heart disease and kidney disease and diabetes and depression, and we're not controlling ourselves, right? But it's funny, ha ha.
Right.
And we all laugh, big ass laugh. Does that mean that there's any truth to it,
Right.
right? So we're healing ourselves with vodka, right? Or what's the crap with the worm in the bottle?
Tequila.
Tequila, right, thank you. Or whatever it happens to be. So, or you're healing yourself with a new sweater or a bowl at Homes, right? Now, do those things have some potential value? Many. All? No. But are they what they're sold to be?
Sure.
I would say, generally speaking, no.
No. Yeah.
I would say they're, maybe if you're lucky, they're worth a quarter of what, and you go in people's homes and they have whole closets full of clothes that they bought and never wore.
Right.
Huge, like as long as this room,
Yeah.
right? Right? So that was therapeutic,
Yeah.
was it?
No.
It wasn't. So what is that? It's a lie and it's an addiction, and they get furious if you don't. And they switch the focus and they say, don't you control me, right? So they flip the script. It's not about their self-destructive behavior. This is why you're broke, you know. Why do you smoke? I have to. Why? It makes me feel better. How does it make you feel better? It calms me down. I need it.
Right.
Really. So if you undermine that being the truth, then you're attacking them.
Right.
That's flipping the script,
Right.
right? Could be a sweater or your 43rd new camera, right? I have to have it. Or another $350 watch.
Yeah.
or a humming bowl.
A humming bowl.
A humming bowl. Yeah, you never seen one? Oh, they make the most wonderful sounds. I mean, they're addictive, but I don't know that they do as much as they say they do.
Sure.
I mean, do they do something? I bet you they do.
Most things do.
Yeah.
Even the clothes you're talking about,
Right.
they have a value to put them on. Do I need 79 shirts?
Right.
Right.
Yeah, right. Yeah. So, what's good about healing? What's bad about healing? Let's see. That's just something to look at. So we can look at ourselves and say, are myself and my group members chronically congratulating and bullshitting ourselves and each other to death and laughing about it as a mechanism to rationalize really self-destructive behavior? Men, yep. Women, yep. And that's a question that I believe must be asked.
Yeah.
And that's that.
All right. Very good. The real question might have been, what is healing?
Yeah,
And a lot of the things we do are not legitimate healing.
right.
It's our mask, or what we want it to be. So, something to think about. I know Mike had me thinking. Now I'm feeling guilty about some things. Thanks, Mike. That's what you're here to do. But we are here to improve ourselves every day. We should be, right?
Be the rat.
Yeah. Have a great day,
Now
and
it's
thank
Mike
you.
the rat.
Yeah, that's right. Thank you for joining Reclaiming
You see the way he
Timeless
looked at
Ways.
me out of the corner of his eye?
Give him that look.
I better go get some healing.
Have a great day.